that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer each day, home and away.
Welcome to Home and Away, a Tottenham Hotspur podcast hosted by myself, Graham Spice, and Glenn Cowie, where we discuss all things Tottenham Hotspur with both a match attending and international supporters you. How you doing, Glenn?
I'm good, mate. I am good. We've had our first, as we often do, we go Michael Fish on our podcast. The people who don't know who that is, look it up, but we do a bit of a weather plug. It was 2 degrees here this morning, so the first cold snap of the winter season is upon us in Melbourne. It didn't prevent me, though, from doing a workout and jumping in the bay this morning, which was a nice wake up on a Monday morning. But I'm doing well. I'm in a buoyant mood for the final, mate. And I know we've got to cover Villa away before we cover that. And we've got a special guest to my right, which I'll introduce in a moment. But I'm doing good. How are you, mate? You sound a lot better, Graham, than you did
I am 100% better than I was last time we recorded. What I didn't realise at the time was how ill I was until I got to Dubai.
Yeah.
And then I had to call the doctor, and I spent 4 days having very good care from the doctor and the nurses in the hotel that I was staying in. I had bronchitis quite bad.
Yeah, I was genuinely concerned about it because I could hear it in you. You just weren't well. And I don't know, for our listeners, I do care. Like, once Graham got to Dubai, I was messaging you going, you feeling better? How's your breathing? Your oxygen?
It was
okay.
It was, and the care was amazing. The hotel staff, everything, they really looked after me. But I was so desperate to get on holiday that you could have carried my cough in there, and I still would have gone.
You wanted a
But I needed it, and I had a great break. Really enjoyed it. I managed to watch both the games that were on while I was there.
ruined that, and that brought the mood back down.
Yeah, a little bit, but never mind it. But yeah, all good, all good. I'm glad to be back. I landed at Heathrow yesterday afternoon, and they were quite proud to tell us that the temperature was 18 degrees. And I was like, my air conditioning in Dubai was 19. So
yeah.
wasn't the warmest of welcomes. But yeah, good to be home, but wish I was still there because I go back to work tomorrow.
Good to be going back to work, but then we've got obviously a massive occasion to look forward to, which we're going to get into properly in a little bit, and we're going to cover Villa a little bit. Before we do that, as I mentioned, I've got a special guest to my right who is, what's your name, dear? Iris. So Iris is my daughter. And we just thought on Home and Away podcast, it would be nice to get a few sound bites from both some guests from around the world, previous guests from around the world, which you'll hear towards the end of the show. And Graham, you were going to get your son's kind of viewpoints on things. So I thought I would do the same with Iris, what did you do on the semi-final? You got up and...
I got up at around 5 a.m., ate loads of the semi-final and watched the whole game.
Yeah, and you were adamant you were getting up, weren't you?
Yeah.
So you've watched Tottenham with me a few times.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you that Tottenham are in a major final?
I'm just ecstatic because we haven't been in a final since 2019 and I'm so happy.
And we haven't won anything for ages, have we?
Yeah.
We haven't won a European trophy it's almost as old as Dad since we last won a European trophy, isn't that crazy?
Oh.
Yeah. So are you excited for the final?
I'm so
Very old. So what's Graham then if I'm very old?
I'm super old. You don't want to know. So I'm ancient.
So you're excited for the final,
Yeah.
but do you think we're going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's the score going to be?
3-1.
3-1?
Yeah.
Are we going to score first, or are we going to be panicking and concede first?
We're going to score and then they're going to score and then we're going to score 2 more.
And who's going to score our goals, you reckon?
I don't know.
Sonny, maybe?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. Iris, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We'll say goodbye to Graham.
Bye, Graham.
All right. I haven't seen you for such a long time, Iris. You were much smaller when I saw you last.
There's a photo then where, and you're with both you and Liam are either side of Graham, and you're on outside. I think it was it 4th of July weekend.
It was. I think it might have been. Or you had a barbecue, and we were at your place. Yeah.
Oh, you were maybe 2, I reckon.
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah. Yeah. You don't remember it for sure.
Yeah.
And then our listeners won't see this, but Iris is wearing and adorned in a wonderful Tottenham hoodie, so looking sharp.
Yeah.
All right, give us a come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs!
All right, Iris.
Lovely. Thanks, Iris.
All right.
Love you.
Yeah, love you too. Bye-bye. All right, shut the door. All right. Well, that was Iris. That was lovely to have her. Oh. But back to football affairs. So you watched the Villa game and the other game in Dubai. I guess the Villa one's more fresh in my mind. I actually thought we looked quite bright at times. even though we lost the game.
I mean, it was a good game. I felt, considering we just threw a bunch of players at it and asked them to go out and do something. Villa are pushing for Champions League, right? They're no mugs.
Yeah.
And for 58 minutes, I think we really held our own. I thought we were decent. Defensively, we looked pretty tight. I think the one thing that changed the game was Sarr getting injured. And he went off and Basuma came on.
Yeah.
Basuma was not putting himself out in case he got injured before the final. Both the goals came from mistakes he made.
Yeah, and you could almost see he was playing at about a 50%, wasn't he?
It looked like a pre-season friendly with him in it.
Yeah. But I thought the player that I thought looked quite lively was Tell as well.
Yeah.
I thought he looked good at it. And look, obviously
he looked really up for it as well, though, didn't he? He got really angry. I think there was a foul or something, but he really was quite excitable.
Absolutely. The positives, more minutes in the legs for Sonny ahead of Wednesday.
He looked quite bright as well. I thought he had that shot that just skimmed over the top of the bar.
Yeah,
it's there. I'm pleased we've got that option.
And 100%, he's looking sharper and sharper the more we see him. And a bit of a shout out as well to Reggie at left back.
The guy can still cross the ball, right? I know. Again, he's got a bit of the Lamella about him as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's an antagonist on the pitch. I like that about him.
Yeah,
because whenever there was trouble, he was the first one there.
Well, and do you know something about him? He's gone on a couple of loans. They've not really worked out. He's come back, and you could be kind of forgiven if he just threw his toys out of the pram and just played up. But he hasn't. He's been professional. He's trained. He's travelled with the teams. He's even travelled with the teams in Europe when he's not been in the squad. So he's actually gone and been part of it, which shows a bit of togetherness. So that was nice to see. Nice to see.
I really wish him well next season, wherever he ends up. I do. On a few occasions where he's been brought in, he has not looked like somebody who was on the periphery of the squad. And that's all you can ask of a player that's been effectively marginalised by the last 3 or 4 managers, right? I can't remember who bought him. Who bought him? Was it Mourinho or was it before that? Or was it Poch? Was it Poch?
It might have been Poch. Was it Nuno?
No, it's before. But I think it was before that.
It sounds right. Well, it's hard to keep up with us, isn't it? Because it was
because remember in 2020 he was already at the club that season, so it would have been 1920 season.
That's right, because Mourinho got him that big hunk of ham thing.
Yeah, Christmas. Yeah. And then he went round someone's house and got COVID. We're giving you this ham because you're going to be on your own at Christmas, not like Kelly was. Anyway, so good luck to him.
Good luck to him. Also, just from that game, a player that featured, which I hope he finds his way into the squad for the final, is Mikey Moore, but he went off injured.
Yeah, I'm not sure how serious that was. I've not seen any real feedback on that one yet. The one I was more worried about was Sarr, because even if Sarr doesn't start, he's got that energy that he can bring on to shore up in midfield. Yeah. If we say we do go up and we want to put extra bodies in the midfield, he's that, right? And at the moment, I'm not sure whether he'll be ready or not, which is really disappointing. But then I did hear something else yesterday, which is that Bergval's been training.
Yeah, there's
could he?
To answer that, should we? Yes, I absolutely think we should. In a final where, for me, there's no real downside to it, right? Because if you play him, let's say you're in a world where you start him, and let's say it doesn't go well, and after 20 minutes he has to come off. Well, we're in the position we thought we would have been in the first place anyway. Or it pays off and he's fit. Because he'd be match fit. Absolutely, he'd be match fit. I think.
Yeah. He hasn't lost any of that.
He hasn't lost any of that. And he's young. He's got young legs. I'd love it. I would love it. As to quote Kevin Keegan, I would love it. Because I think he can really be a bit of a difference maker in terms of what he can give us. But I don't know, mate. Lucas Bergval would be amazing. What a story, wouldn't it, if he did come back?
Yeah. I mean, he's the only one I think that's got any chance of coming back in.
Oh, yeah. Maddison done.
No Kulusevski, no Maddison. The two probably biggest misses, right, from the squad. And then what kind of lineup do you think then?
Well, on nervous.
It's a really good question. I think the back five writes itself.
Bad to say that. The back five writes itself, and I'm never concerned when those back five play together in terms of.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm never concerned. There's always concerns. There will be concerns.
It's clearly our strongest
It's our strongest
at the moment.
It's our strongest options, right?
Although just to of note, Kinski had a really good game against Villa. I
did.
thought he was excellent. So
Did make some good saves.
great to have someone who's going to push Picaro hard next season. Hopefully.
Yeah, agreed.
And maybe with Key
Yeah.
coming back, we've got
Yeah.
really good keeping options there.
So yeah, so the back five that picks itself. I think you go with Bentancur and Basuma because I think I actually think we could, and whether he'd do it, you could do a bit of a hatchet job on Fernandez Bruno with Basuma and just put him on him. I hope that's what happens. I'm hearing Odebert in the 10. I've seen, I heard a wild one that Porro in the number 10 and Spencer right back. Whether that happens,
I feel like this kind of behind Solanke, this 3 behind, assuming we play 2-2-3-1 as a kind of lineup. My only worry is that Bentancur, if Manu play 4-3, we could get overrun in midfield.
Yeah.
Because they have a tendency to get dragged out of position quite a lot, right? And that would not play well for us. But then if I'm thinking behind Solanke would be like Johnson will end up playing on the right.
Well,
and I've got this feeling he's going to score.
Well,
as well.
We can get the overload on the right, and Man United have been notoriously bad at that all season.
Yeah.
In terms, so
this is going to be all about exploiting their weaknesses and avoiding them exploiting ours, right?
100%
that.
So I think Johnson absolutely plays, and he would anyway. He's our top scorer in competitions. He should play. The conundrum for me, and this is going to sound crazy, but it's between Son and Richarlison, because I think Richarlison down the left has been really good for us, and I think he offers you a very different prospect to what a Son offers you, right? Richarlison is a fullback's nightmare because he's physical. He'll win those flick headers. He'll hold the ball up. He can be a nasty little bastard. He's just a nightmare to play against.
It'd be a handful for a fullback,
An
right?
absolute handful. Whereas Sonny, completely different prospect, right? He'll run at you. He'll cut inside. He can take you on. He can beat you for pace. He can whip a shot in. So for me, it's a good problem to have because if you start Son and it pays off and he gets an assist or he scores and he has a good game and then he's knackered after 65, 70 minutes, then you bring Richarlison on just to run the channel and be a right back's nightmare and just hold the ball up.
The other option is you play Son as a 10.
Yeah.
Behind Solanke, and then you have Richarlison on the left.
Yeah.
And then you've got Odebert and Tell on the bench. I mean, even Tell's played a lot recently, and I wonder whether he might even, it's difficult to tell what, no pun intended, it's difficult to understand how we're going to line up and where we're going to start because he's rotated a lot of those players through in trying to keep them all fit, but not exhausted. And I can't tell you, I think Son starts, he's captain. I just think he will. It's just whether he plays him as in the centre or on the left. If he plays him on the left, then I think Richarlison's on the bench and probably Odebert or Tell will play behind Solanke.
And look,
what about, here's another thing I didn't think of. If Bergvall is fit, he could play the 10.
Absolutely he can. And that's where he goes for me.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, if he is fit, that midfield with Kasuma and Bergvall, that's full of running. Like they will run for you. And Bergvall will. Bergvall almost reminds me, like you said, Reggie reminds you of him, but Bergvall can remind me of Lamella at times as well.
He's also got that spitefulness in him as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
I like that about him. He's physically, he's quite happy to throw himself around, but he's got the technique with it as well.
But for me, I've looked. I'm going to go on record, people, and I'll get to predictions later, but I think we're going to win. I really do. I think we're going to win. And I think we're going to win because of all the ones that we've lost. And I think Ange, I'm not going to get into too much. I mean, I listened to a couple of Spurs podcasts this week, and there's still quite a bit of negativity surrounding the league performances and the league position, and fair enough, but it's time to park that. I think we're going to win because he's installing a narrative and a belief in the players that you are the ones that can change this. And the likes of Roy Keane and Owen Hargreaves and Paul Scholes are all coming out and they're saying, well, Man United will win because Spurs never win finals. And that's exactly the mentality. And that's exactly what Andrew will say to them. Look what they're saying. Look what they're saying.
Yeah.
Go and prove them wrong.
And-
Go and prove
and
them
look-
all wrong.
And that Man United team doesn't have a bunch of winners in it.
Correct.
It has, I mean, like Fernandes is probably the only one who's really won anything significant, right?
Did Maguire win the lead with Leicester? Was he in that team? Was Maguire?
Well, he was, yeah.
Did he win the league with Leicester? So he's back to the other one, isn't he? He's won something.
But that's, how many years ago is that now? A lot, right?
Long time ago, yeah.
So was it
16, 17, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
And then he's
like 8 years ago.
Johnny Evans, who's what, 80 years old.
You got
Yeah.
Luke Shaw. I saw a thing today, right? Luke Shaw has missed 330 matches for Manchester United out of 770 or something like that.
Yeah.
They
Well,
worked out for the time he was at the club, 58 million of him sitting in treatment. 58 million just in salary.
but it's interesting because I put that viewpoint to a group of guys I'm in a WhatsApp group here, Spurs fans, of course. And a mate of mine said, look, I don't think we solely win because of the narrative changing in the man management. He goes, I think we win because we have a better back five and we will create chances that Son, Solanke and Johnson will tap in on the back post. He said, we win 3-1. Like he's imperiously confident, like complete confident. We're attacking them end
I
up.
think we also need to revisit the fact that we've beaten them 3 times this season, right? This is not to be underestimated.
Yeah.
So every time they've faced us this season, we've beaten them. So they have that to think about as well, right? And also they state for all of our injury problems, they have their own, right? They do have their own. So they've got no Euro, no De Ligt, no Martinez, and Xerxes out as well. Not that he's probably set the world alight, but so then who have we got to worry about? Like Fernandes is everything goes through Fernandes. We keep him out of the game, they don't win the game. Højlund, we just got to be careful. I don't think he's not exactly gonna create a lot, but we do need to be careful with him.
He's quick, but Van der Ven's quicker, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's a funny one because on the face of it, with the two teams domestically, you're looking at that final and you're thinking this could end up being not a very good final, or it could go the other way and be an absolute bomb.
It could be like a basketball game, right?
Yeah,
It could go absolutely mental.
Yeah,
And if you look at the Man U quarterfinal, to the quarterfinal,
oh yeah, the Lyon.
that was just a mental game of football, wasn't it? It was absolutely insane.
It was just one of those for the ages, right, where they don't happen very often. But what that tells me as well is they can absolutely be got at, because there was a league game recently.
They were 2-0 up.
Well,
3-0 up. Other teams are seem to find a way to score against them fairly easily.
Brentford pumped 4 past them, won 4-3. West Ham beat them 2-0 at home. And then Lyon scored 4 goals against them. And Newcastle the week before that pumped them 4-1. So you can get goals against them. Absolutely.
Yeah. So they've got a bit of a makeshift defence. Whichever way you look at it, right?
We've got, in defensive positions, our back five, we've got our best players to call upon. They don't, right? Let's hope that that's a bit of a difference maker.
And their goal scorings come from weird places, right? Like I think Maguire's scored a hat-for this season. The second, he's been literally the standing striker.
Yeah.
And then Fernandes, I still come back to Fernandes. I think he's literally the key to this game. We keep him out of the game, we win.
Well,
End of.
if in their midfield, the one thing, well, this pending Bergvall may be playing, the one thing they have, assuming Bergvall doesn't play, the one thing Man United have in that midfield is creativity. We don't. I'm not going to dress it up any other way. We don't have someone to pick a lock. Not necessarily means that we have to have someone to do that. It'll be nice. I still think we can win the game without it. But for that reason, I do worry about Fernandes like you do. I do. If we can shut him down and take him out of, because he's that one that can pick that pass. He can
run into the box.
Correct.
With that, yeah.
Correct.
He's kind of like the Portuguese Frank Lampard.
Yeah. And he's a horrible bastard as well. So
yeah, he is. He's another one of those moany, whiny, divey people.
Yeah, awful. I mean, so I've had quite an emotional roller coaster with this final, and you've been privy to some of it. So as everybody knows, I record and I live in Australia, and it just going wasn't going to work. It just became too expensive. too far, a logistical nightmare. Like to get to Bilbao from Australia, mate, is an absolute nightmare, even without a final being there, right?
Yeah.
So I had a ticket offered to me, a face value ticket through the club from my mate who's also here and he's gone. I'd mulled on it and it was like 48 hours. And I spoke to Lindsay and I was just like, I just can't justify it. It's like 4 or 5 days and it's 4 or 5 grand easily,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that was with offers of like, because I then thought, well, do I go and then just slum it somewhere? Do I go and just worry about it when I get there? But then I'm thinking, yeah, saying all of that is fine when you're not 30 hours of travel and jet lag. But
Yeah. So,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It-
And
yeah,
we had to kind of, we were all up for it. And then it's the fact that it's a Wednesday. It's an
Correct.
absolute nightmare.
Champions League final, which I went to and travelled from Melbourne for. It was on a Saturday, so I only had to take Friday off work and Monday off work. I left the Thursday. It was happy days.
Likewise. In fact, I didn't even take the Monday off. I think we had the same issue that Josh couldn't take time off work. And then I didn't really want to go unless it was all 3 of us. So, and it was disappointing because we were really up for it. But again, this whole Wednesday thing was just so disappointing. And actually, it's a shitty location to hold a final.
It's shit
as well.
Like, the best,
As you said, the international flights are average at best.
one of my best friends in the world, like family friend, known him all my life since we were babies, and I sat next to him at the Champions League final. He's going and he's taking his dad, and I was texting with him and I said, I'm really sorry, mate. It's just not going to work. I said, these are the reasons why. And he replied, he goes, totally get it, mate. Keep in mind, he lives around by you, which is not far from Reading. He's got to drive to Bristol, fly to Bordeaux, rent a car in Bordeaux, and drive to Bilbao. That's costing him.
That's another 4 hours drive at least.
Correct. That's costing him £2,500.
Yeah, and it would have been the same. I mean, I probably would have ended up driving, and I did it before, and to do that in the middle of the week, I'd have been. I mean, the difference between now and not 2019 is that my boys can drive.
Yeah,
and we could share the driving a bit, but neither of them have driven the wrong side of the road.
yeah.
So it felt like a big ask.
It's a massive shame. It really is. But you know, once I've made the decision that I was just not going to go, then I got excited again for the final because it was really bogging me down. I'm like, should I? It just became a thing, and it was bothering me. And once I made the decision, I was happy. So now I'm like full of anxiety, excitement. Like my viewing experience, I've got to somehow go to bed at like 8 p.m. on Wednesday night for me, sleep for a few hours. I've got to try and manage that. Then set an alarm for about 2 to order an Uber to then get to my mates to pick him up. And then we're going all the way into the city to watch, hopefully, with about 1,500, 2,000 other Spurs fans at the pub because it kicks off at 5 a.m. So it should be, once we get there and all of that's done, it should be an amazing atmosphere. It will be, once you're in the pub and you're amongst it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
Yeah.
I think in the end, I think we'd split. So like me and Josh we got tickets to go to the stadium. So we're going to be in the West Lower. So like basically alongside where the dugouts are for the screening at the stadium. I was so close to getting like tunnel VIP tickets. I had them in me checkout, and I had a problem with my bank app and it timed out and I lost them.
Yeah.
I ended up with like a couple of £10 tickets that are they're only about 20 feet away from the last ones I ordered. But of course you don't get all of the meal before the game and all that stuff. So I said to Josh, the money I've saved, which is about 210 quid, we're going to have a very nice kebab with that.
Yeah, have a nice, two massive kebabs. And
so I think it would be nice to go and see it. And unfortunately, because it's a Wednesday, it's a bullshit day for a final. Thomas couldn't justify coming down to watch it at the stadium with us. So him and his mate Dave, who I've met a few times when he's come down to watch matches with him, they're going to watch it up in Nottingham. So, and what we did say though, is that if we win this, and we're all very positive about that, I'm going to the Super Cup final, and we're all
go. There is that
in Italy.
Yeah, it's in.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be against either PSG or Inter Milan. So that'll be exciting. And I think that's almost gone a bit overlooked. A lot of fans aren't talking about that, are they? If we were to win it, we do go into the Super Cup. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. So
but-
August it is as well.
Yeah.
but beyond excited for it, these things, as we well know, they don't come around very often. I don't quite know what I'll do if we win in terms of, I'll probably be an emotional wreck. But
As long as you don't call me in your underpants again.
No, I won't do that. Just be my shirt off, swinging my shirt around my head.
it's a nice way to end the season in regards to, because it's been an absolute slog. And to our listeners, try getting up every week in terms of getting yourself up to do a podcast about it. Believe me, it's been bloody hard at times, as you can attest to.
And like this is our episode 48, right?
Yeah.
We've done this 48 times. We've had to drag ourselves off the floor, talk about Tottenham this season. It's not been an easy journey for our first year in podcasting.
Indeed. So please, for the love of the football gods and everything that is for Spurs, just go and do it, boys. Just do it. So we know how it feels, and it would just,
Yeah.
and for me, it's almost, yes, the Champions League qualification is rubbing some people up the wrong way, and Richard Keys has had things to say, and Arsene Wenger has, but whatever. Like, I've kind of almost forgot that that's not really the carrot for me. The carrot is this as a fan
It's
experiencing
the trophy.
winning
I don't
amazing
care about next season. Next season we'll play it as it will play out.
Yeah.
I just want to end this season with a trophy. Because a long time ago since we all felt that, right?
Absolutely. Like, so 2008, right? League Cup.
I think this is the problem, right? So I'm full of anxiety and excitement because we've been here before, right? A lot, and I
Yeah.
can't let I'm struggling to let myself get too excited. But something does feel different this time, and I don't know why.
I agree.
But it does. And then I think whatever Andy's fate after this match at the end of the season, if he wins it, he goes down in history, right? End of it. He will be the most successful manager in the last 15 years, easily.
100%. And as you said, whatever plays out next season plays out. But it's an amazing opportunity. But it does feel different. And it's even little things, right? The build up to it, like little news breaking. Man United aren't doing an open parade because they can't afford it. They're going to have a barbecue. And I'm like, oh, fuck off. Like, can we please make sure we win this? Because I want the open parade. I want it all.
And that's just another thing that's happening on Friday if it happens.
We were talking about this, weren't we? And it's
3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Who's struck has it when the kids are at school, and a Friday afternoon in Tottenham? You know what the traffic's like, even without a bloody.
And
It's mental.
the Monday that follows that Friday is a bank holiday.
I know.
So why
I know.
don't you just do it then?
So no, I don't understand. Oh, it's the playoff finals, isn't it?
So there's a policing issue there in Wembley.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's
I-
hope there's a problem.
You know what? Fine. We'll make it work. And I think the thing for me is that I'm used to the success and mostly the failure of making it to late stage in tournaments and then us choking at the last moment. But I really, really want it for my boys, more than anything.
Yeah. And
So yeah,
it's
because they've had to put up with a lot of lean years,
but
and I
100%,
I feel responsibility given I dragged them into this.
well, exactly right. And I don't know if you watched the FA Cup final. I watched the FA Cup final on delay. I kept from the score, and just seeing what it meant to the Crystal Palace fans, like finally winning something, because they'd never won anything, right? And it's like just watching them in the stands and seeing what it means, and the fans crying. I'm like, I want a bit of that. I want that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I want that feeling.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you've seen it doing the rounds, but you've got Bologna, 51 years since last major trophy. They've done it. Newcastle, 70 years since last major trophy. They've done it. Palace, first ever major trophy. They've done it. Over to you, Tottenham.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just hope.
I just think that everyone deserves that to have. We've got generations of kids that have never felt that euphoria of winning.
Yeah.
And all they've had is the failures, the glorious or otherwise, never really
Well,
had that opportunity.
club fans.
Modern football's been a bitch, hasn't it?
Well,
For
well,
most football supporters.
this is it. And you've got obviously club fans, and I'm, as you when we message when England play, but I'm quite very passionate about England as well. So, I mean, between the Euro 2024 final, the Euro 2020 final that was played in 21, the semi-final of the World Cup, the quarter-final of the last World Cup, like for an England fan and a Tottenham fan, it's been like double whammy of like,
I know,
guys,
it's like, yeah.
so can we just get
Well, run it
over the line? But there's also, we can't mention obviously the final without mentioning the league position in the context of only Tottenham would be 17th going into a major European final. Only us would do that.
So we have one league fixture left, right, which is either going to be the most miserable fucking Sunday ever, or it's going to be insane. And I've got my tickets, and I will go. And the other weird thing is, right, we're definitely going to end up 17th. I can't see us not. I don't know whether we'll win or not on Friday.
I was looking at the
Sunday, sorry.
table. I think the highest we can finish would be 15th, right?
Oh, really? Jesus, that's lofty heights, isn't it?
I think we can actually get to 15th. Actually, no, I tell a lie. We can get to 14th because of our goal difference is +2 and everyone else is on negative. But
That's the thing I was going to talk about. The goal. How can we be 17th and have a goal distance of +2?
it's ridiculous. Then you look around.
Understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we were to win against Brighton and Man United lose, and they're playing Villa at home, so that's possible. If West Ham lose, they're away to Ipswich, I think West Ham win, and Wolves are away to Palace. Palace are on the beach. I can't see it happening. We're going to end up finishing 17th, but
Yeah.
we could get
Still
4 years results, does it?
So weird, though, isn't it? What a weird season.
Bizarre.
It's the typically Tottenham season.
Yeah.
Nothing ever is straightforward or easy for us, is it? I can't remember the last time we had a straightforward, easy season.
They never do. And the irony of it all is we've had so many really, really good teams and really good managers over the recent-ish kind of 10 years, if you like, if you factor in obviously Poch and stuff and that era when it started. How many times did we get to semi-finals and finals and go deep? And we think we're going to do it because we're good. We're going to do it because we're good. Or no, this season we might do it, but we're shit. You can't make it up. I mean, you go through those teams with Dele Alli in his bloody pomp, and Kane and Ericsson and Moussa Dembele, and when we were getting to semi-finals of the FA Cup, when we lost to Chelsea and Man United, got to the final of the League Cup and lost, got to the Champions League final. They were good teams, really good teams. And we didn't win anything.
No.
It's incredible.
It's very odd.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. But look, I'm not even apprehensive. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I think I'll be nervous come the Uber ride, picking my mate up on the way. Once you walk into the pub, there'll be an air of nerves. So that's why we're doing it that way. We wanted to get to the pub by about 3:15 to have a bit of build-up and have a bit of pre-match chat.
We're going to try and get to the area for about 6. We're going to grab a meal beforehand. But I'm expecting that the atmosphere should be building around the stadium. It's going to be quite busy. It looks like they've sold a lot of seats, so that would be good.
Did they figure out the whole? For me, the solution was staring us all in the face when they were saying they can't put the screens on the pitch because the game on Sunday's coming. But I thought, retract the pitch, bring the NFL pitch out and put it on that then.
I don't know how long that takes. That's the only thing.
Right.
But they are definitely putting screens on the pitch.
They had to.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
Because as good as those big screens are, it wouldn't have been the same. But
yeah,
fine. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited.
I really am.
I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm looking forward to
all of the feels, as I think I put in the notes.
All of the feels. Well, look, to our listeners, enjoy the sound bites that you're going to hear on this episode as well. We just wanted to, given it being a final and a major occasion, we wanted to bring a bit of a different flavour. And then, of course, you heard from Iris earlier in the episode, and I think you're going to try and get some bits with Josh and Thomas, right? Before
Thomas I'll speak to Thomas this afternoon, and then Josh later. So you'll hear at the end of this.
Yeah,
I'll put a montage together for all the notes that we've received, and hopefully we can I'm a spent force this season. I just want to enjoy the final, and then we'll see what. Did you see just as an aside? You see some more announcements of some of the matches this summer as well. The freeze and matches.
Playing in South Korea, aren't we? And I know we're all playing in Hong Kong. We're playing Arsenal, weirdly, in Hong Kong.
And Bayern Munich as well.
Yeah, by Munich. And then South Korea, we're playing in some tournament.
The usual basic, isn't it?
The nice thing for me, and I could probably get to any of those locations fairly easily and not for a great deal of money. So I might go to one of those. But if it was on a weekend, because I could easily do Hong Kong for like 4 days. That's very easy to do. It's not too far of a journey for me. But less of a journey.
Just while we're just peripheral stuff, looks like Paratici's definitely back.
Yeah.
Saw that again today. That's been reinforced. So that looks.
Look, for me, it's not a bad thing, right?
No, I mean, let's be honest. The squad needs work.
It needs work. And if you look at the players that he's been responsible for, Vicario, Bentancur, Kulusevski, Sarr, which maybe is question marks over Sarr. He's only young though. Who else did he bring in? Was there anybody else I'm forgetting? Romero,
Kulusevski,
Romero. He was to do with Romero for sure. So yeah, and then just going back to your Bergvall comments earlier, I don't know if you saw this, but it's guy Rudolph Pat Bateman. This is about Bergvall. So the context is it says contact interaction today and told he's looking very good. I'd still urge caution as we know our story this season, but as things stand, Lucas looks like he'll be involved on Wednesday. That was 19 hours ago. And then more recent update feels even more positive now. A couple of days of training under his belt, including shooting drills with the rest of the squad. Planning to introduce him to contact interaction by the close of the week. All indications suggest Bergvall's going to be playing, mate. So
wow,
let's hope that happens. I mean,
it's all them young genes, isn't it?
It's the young genes, and he's probably just the will of anything to get him on that pitch, right? And for me, like I said, the risk of it, even if you have to give him a couple of injections to get him through the game, do it. Just do it, because he's worth it in terms of what you can bring.
You can have the whole summer off.
Yeah. Oh, right. And go out to Sweden, mate. Go to your saunas, do your cold plunges, come back fresh next season. Well, good stuff. I don't think I have anything to add other than, again, nervous, excited, all of the feels. But let's hope episode number 49 is a pleasant one. And come on, you Spurs.
Thanks for everyone who's listened in. Please like and subscribe to the podcast to tick all the algorithms so we can get in front of more Tottenham supporters. And as Glenn said, come on, you Spurs.
Hello, Glenn. Hello, Graham. After months of being almost all but checked out of my Tottenham fanhood, I find myself completely roped back in to the excitement of the possibility of just changing the whole conversation around Spurs or completely having the worst season ever. And I hate that same old dichotomy. We've all been hurt. I remember being so hyped after the semifinal of the Champions League and then being super excited about the Champions League final, inviting family and friends to watch Sissoko put his arm up in the box. And it was just, it was just so deflating, super deflating. I'm excited. I'm optimistic. I think we can do it. I think it can happen. But of course, you never know. Furthermore, for me personally, I start a new job tomorrow, Monday, city job, but can't take off Wednesday. I won't be able to watch the game. I feel that it's not a huge deal. I'll be okay if they win without me watching. I can watch the highlights later. I don't have to be a part of it, but that's not true. It's going to suck when I get to that day, realizing that I'm not there with everybody at Esther's in Colorado here. But yeah, all in all, I'm excited. I'm hoping that we don't have any more surprise injuries before then. But yeah, I think we can do it. I think he's got their minds in it. I think it'll happen. All right, take care, guys. Come on, you Spurs.
Reaching this final means 4 things as far as I can see for me, which is number 1, complete redemption for Ange and this young squad of players who have had the toughest of seasons. Number 2, it will be an incredible achievement possible for Heung-min Son to finally lift a trophy that will honour his incredible service to this club. 3, it really sets us up for the future nicely and gets us in the Champions League, and we can look ahead and build on this. And 4, finally, we shake off that whole messaging about Tottenham never winning anything, not winning trophies, and we can look to the future. And also, Levy maybe will get a little less stick for a couple of months.
Hey guys, it's Thomas Spicy, obviously Graham's son. To talk about the game on Wednesday, I am nervous. You can tell in my voice. I'm even thinking about it. I'm so nervous. I'm 24, the same age as Josh, my stepbrother, and we can both say that we have never tasted glory as a Spurs fan yet. Our last trophy was 2008 Carling Cup. I was too young to really understand that. But we've had so many nearly moments. It's time. I feel like it's time. I'm ready to feel some success, and Wednesday is going to be the day. I'm nervous and excited at the same time. But yeah, we've got to think positively, even with all the injuries. And I'll be watching it just at home in Nottingham. I'll be in the city centre, probably with a load of Man United fans. I'll hold my own with my mate Dave, and yeah, I'm hoping for the best. I hope everyone enjoys the game. I know I will on the beers, and yeah, up the Spurs.
Hey, home and away. This is Yoon Park in Denver, Colorado, and I'm a little afraid to admit how much this match means to me on Wednesday. I think I'm going to be watching alone home because don't think I can handle being around other people when I'm watching it. Yeah, it's the whole club, of course, but for me, really, it's getting Sonny what he deserves after performing phenomenally all these years and not being properly rewarded for that dedication and talent and loyalty. So, yeah, I will be probably home alone. If I'm going to watch with anyone, it'll be with my dad because I know we will be crying together, whichever way it goes. But yeah, okay. Come on, you Spurs.
Hello, Josh here, son of Graham, brother of Thomas. What would winning the Europa League mean to me? It would mean a ridiculous amount. I've never won anything as a football fan. I started supporting Spurs when Harry Redknapp got appointed, so I just missed out on the last trophy. So it's been 17 very long years of hurt and 17 years every week, the game happening and then watching someone talk about the game and then reading articles about player ratings and then watching someone else stood over a tactics board telling us why we're shit just all week, every week for so long without ever winning. And it would just be so amazing to finally win something. And another massive reason is that, you know, Spurs is the biggest bond that I have with my dad and my brother, which are two men that I love so very much. So it would be so amazing to just be able to share the joy and the success and the moment with those people that I care about so much.
Hey, Glenn. Yeah, what does this mean to me? I suppose I've got to be honest, right? And say that based on the amount of time that we ever won the trophy for, plus the fact that I'm tired of mates and London fans of other teams giving us stick all the time. More than anything, I want to be able to shut everybody up and for all the fans to finally see a victory. If you think about it, it's not so much that we've made the final, because we've made loads of finals and semi-finals in the last 15 years, but it's time to win one finally. So with the grace of God, we'll get this one over the line and finally be able to put that chapter to bed, get that monkey off our back. So yeah, buzzing for the game, mate. Really looking forward to it. Hope the players turn up for the fans and themselves. You know how I feel about Ange. Come on, you Spur.
You can contact us on email at tottenhamhomeandaway@gmail.com or on Twitter X @TottenhamH&A.
Let me be the one that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer each day.